Hello, and thank you for clicking on the link to this audio video overview of opportunities in early childhood education. Now, you are being given an opportunity to, at 45 seconds. Thank you for clicking on this link to get this audio video overview for opportunities in early childhood education. Now, you have been given this link exclusively so that you can access this information in preparation for what's ahead, what's next steps. Now, at the very end of this, I'm also going to include some information on how you can get access to some career transition and job search resources that'll help you in your transition if you're looking for a new job or you're in between jobs. Okay, now what is this? Like I said, this is an audio video overview. There's no video to watch because we don't want you to have to watch the phone or your computer. We want you to just be able to listen and focus on the information so you can listen anytime, anywhere. This is all about a full-time professional opportunity, but it's also about a ministry opportunity. This is all about early childhood education careers. And that includes early infant, toddler, preschool, early childhood age teachers. And we've got more than one opportunity in a couple different locations. So we're going to give you an opportunity to give us feedback on where your heart is and what you're most interested in. This is all about Lionheart Children's Academy. ProForce is a third-party recruiting company. We support Lionheart Children's Academy, and we're going to explain more about that later in this audio. And then also we're looking at 2 locations in Plano, Texas, where there's immediate opportunities for folks with backgrounds and experience in early childhood education. They are both in the Plano area near Highway 75 and George Bush. Okay, so now I guarantee that this is going to be the most important and most impactful thing you're going to watch or listen to all week, and it deserves your time. That's also why it's not a conversation where we're just calling you to do an interview, but this is something you can listen to at your convenience or more than once. So why are we doing this? First of all, this is very time sensitive. We want to get this information into your hands as quickly as possible. We want to be respectful of your time. And we don't want to go back and forth trying to schedule something with you when we can just get you into the process with next steps. Also, this is better for you because a lot of times when you get a call from a recruiter, you're on the spot. You're doing a pre-screening phone call, for example, and you don't have time to think about your answers. You are on the hot seat, and whatever it is you have to answer, you only have one shot at. In this case, we are giving you a chance to listen and listen again if you want to, and then give us feedback on your own time when you can think about your answers and your information. So it's not a typical recruiting process. It's something that's a lot better for you, and it gives you specific advantages. Now, who this is for? Candidates that have already been pre-evaluated for early childhood teacher positions. As I said, there's multiple opportunities, and you're going to see that here shortly, but there's different schedules, different shifts, different work locations, and there's different opportunities at each location. So it's kind of like you're shooting at a target with 6 or 7 or 10 bullseyes. Your chances, if you're the right kind of person, is very high that we can utilize you and your skills and your capabilities and your background and your heart. So congratulations, you've already been pre-screened. You're maybe at the second or third step in the process and you don't even realize it. So you've already been pre-qualified based on your background and experience. Either you saw a job posting of ours or you were sent an email, but there was also a resume review done by our recruiters and possibly even some questions that you were already required to answer. So you're already now at step 3 or 4 in this process. So what we found when we contacted you was something about your background that was in alignment with what we're looking for. So if there's anything missing, we're going to give you a chance to give us more information so that we can give you the proper consideration. So what's next is after this audio, that you listen to, we're going to provide you a link to a questionnaire. You may have already gotten that in an email in anticipation of whether or not you're interested in taking next steps with us. And that pre-interview questionnaire asks you a bunch of questions. We want to know about your background, your history, your experience, your years of experience in different things. And we know that there's no such thing as a perfect person, but that gives us an idea of, where you've got strengths and where you have prior experience and how we can utilize you on the team. So that's the next step in the process. And then from there, there's an in-person interview or an audio video interview like over Zoom or some video conferencing mechanism, and then background checks, drug testing, and all that. So that gives you kind of a high-level overview of the process and the next steps. So let me just speak to you personally just for a few moments. You may be looking for an opportunity right now because you're in between jobs, and that's okay. You're looking for something to feed your family, pay the bills, and there's nothing wrong with that. But you also may be in a situation where you're looking for something that pays a little bit more, or maybe is more guaranteed hours, or has benefits, or with a more stable organization, and all those are good as well. But I want to speak specifically to the person that is looking for an opportunity to repurpose your skills and abilities, your background and experience for doing something for the Lord. And that means something that's ministerial, because this is not just a job, this is a ministry. Lionheart Children's Academy is classified as a 501c3 nonprofit church organization and partners with churches specifically. So we're looking for people that have a heart for Jesus Christ, and they want to be able to do something professionally where they're using their skills and their abilities to do something that has more meaning, has more significance. So if you're looking for a place where you can serve the Lord and have a career, grow your professional skills and abilities, go through development, have access to educational and career planning resources, be mentored by professional people, be part of a growing organization, your resume is going to look extremely different a year or two from now, having spent time here at Lionheart. So I would just challenge you to look beyond the job opportunity and ask yourself, first of all, are you taking the long view? Are you looking for an opportunity to grow and develop your career skills and develop your capabilities within early childhood education and wherever that may take you? Or are you looking to establish experience in some ministry opportunity because you need that on your resume, because that's where your heart is? You want to go into some ministerial role in the future, and you're looking for a place to develop that experience where you're impacting lives and you're building eternal rewards with your time. So yes, it's a great job, but it's an amazing career opportunity, but it's even more valuable for somebody that loves the Lord and is looking for a way to either do something more meaningful with their skills, or they're on a career track to be in a full-time vocational ministry in some capacity. Now, I'm just going to tell you, you're not here by accident. Hopefully you're inspired and you're getting off of this recording and feeling energized, because this isn't an accident that you're listening to this. You may be the perfect person to fill one of our positions, but you may be in transition for other reasons. And God may want you listening to this for a reason. Maybe there's some messaging here that's going to help you with your career path, and we can help with that. Or maybe God's trying to get your attention because you've been off doing your own thing, and God's saying, hey, listen, I want to bring you back to my purposes for your life. And he does that. And he uses circumstances like this to get our attention. I don't know, but there's got to be something special about you and your circumstances for you to be here right now listening to this information. So I would just challenge you to be in prayer about what is it that God's telling you specifically. So let me introduce myself. That way you know who's giving you this information. My name's Mark Galvan. I'm a recruiting manager with ProForce. We're a third-party recruiting firm. We help with the recruiting for Lionheart Children's Academy, and our key objective is to create a win-win-win-win scenario. So you win, your family wins, Lionheart wins, and all of those families that they serve by supporting those kids in that environment is also, they're winning at the same time. So our commitment is to finding the right people to join the organization and the ministry with the heart for its purpose. And I'll speak to that more in a little bit. And you'll have some downloadable information to see that in a little bit more detail as well. So as you can see, this is really different from a normal recruiting model. There's no artificial intelligence here. We're all real people. Matter of fact, I'm in Frisco, Texas, not too far away from Plano here, and we're all local folks. So this is specifically for the Plano locations in Texas. Now, I'm not the hiring manager. ProForce doesn't make the final hiring decisions. We help complete the process, but we're also an advocate for you. We give you insight and assistance to be able to help you understand the goals and objectives of the organization, the expectations, and to help you put your best foot forward. Also, if this isn't the right place for you, our commitment to you is we're going to treat you like a VIP and help you land where God wants you. So Lionheart, real quick. Professional organization, absolutely beautiful facilities. Oh my goodness, wait till you see the facilities they have. You can look at some of the video links where we have tours available so you can see what they look like on the inside. Lionheart's also growing. It's growing both locally because there's more and more families that are trying to get their kids into the programs, but it's also growing nationally with more and more locations. Lionheart specifically partners with churches to provide daycare and early childhood education, full-time opportunities for kids as a ministry of the church. So think of it this way. The church has a purpose, right? The church is to evangelize the world and to equip Christians and believers and to send them on mission and do all these things. Well, Lionheart is one of those ministries. Just like a church has many other ministries, this is a ministry to the community to provide daycare and childcare and early childhood education services for families with young kids. And that draws them into the church. That creates a connection between those families and the church. They may not be Christians, they may not be believers, but they want to be part of the Lionheart Kids programs. That creates the opportunity for the church to then reach out to those families and minister to them and bring them into the church. So when we look at the mission and purpose of Lionheart, it's way beyond just the child services that are provided. The vision of Lionheart is, quote, to see children and families transformed by the gospel through Christ-centered childcare centers across the country. See, the purpose is to transform families through the gospel using childcare. So if you're on a career track to be in full-time ministry someplace, what an amazing opportunity to serve in different capacities. Maybe your church, maybe professionally here, maybe doing something else. And all of these things God will use to equip you for whatever your long-term purpose is. For Lionheart, the mission of the organization is to partner with local churches to operate quality Christian preschool and after-school and summer programs to reach unchurched children and their families. So we're looking for people that have that heart. And again, you're not here by accident. It may be that God's telling you, okay, I want you to repurpose your skills and abilities and put them toward kingdom purposes. Or maybe you're here for other reasons. And God's sovereign over everything, but this is not an accident. You can look at the core values. You can look at more information about Lionheart. We're going to give you links so that you can do your own research. And then when you're prepared to respond to us using a questionnaire, we can get all the right information from you and you know how to respond to us properly. Let's talk real quick about the job. Okay, so because there's multiple opportunities, it's hard to cover that in detail here, but they all have similar responsibilities. Early childhood teacher. You may be a floater between different classes. You may be focused on just infants or toddlers or preschool. Some people have a passion for one age group or another or prior experience with one group. Regardless of where you fit, you may be able to be moved once you have a foot in the door. You may be able to grow through promotion. So just because you enter the organization in one role doesn't mean you stay in that role forever. But regardless of the position that you are positioned for, you're going to be working with employees, internal management, the kids, of course, their parents, family members. So we're looking for folks that have those skills and abilities too. Now let me speak to the locations, because you can download the position profile and it'll give you a much better description of duties and responsibilities. And if you've been in this space professionally before, you already know what to expect. Locations. First of all, one location is First Baptist of Plano. It's near UTD, right off of George Bush. And then the other location is Central Church, right up 75, a little ways, right at Park. So if you know where that is, they're not too far from each other, but one may be more convenient. So we're recruiting for both of those locations. So again, I would just encourage you to take a look at the information that you can download in addition to listening to this. And the last thing I want to cover is the total rewards. There is no way I can describe for you the total number of rewards and benefits in a brief conversation or in an overview like this. Paid time off, retirement plan, health, medical, prescription, dental benefits. There's a FSA plan for folks that want pre-tax deductions. There's all kinds of benefits and a lot more. Education and tuition reimbursement and discounts for various things, all kinds of stuff. Take a look at the downloadable overview so you can see all the benefits that are available to you professionally. And I'm going to also add that the real benefits are a lot more than money. Yeah, of course, there's competitive salary and wages, and of course there's growth and development opportunities and promotion opportunities, and it's a professional career track. The stuff that you're going to be learning will look great on a resume. But again, this is also a ministry. This is a unique opportunity to be in ministry with other people that have the same heart. And you're using your skills and abilities for kingdom purposes. I mean, look around at what's going on in our world today. Things are absolutely crazy. There is a huge need for the services that Lionheart provides. There's literally a waiting list of families that want to put their kids into these academies in all the locations. We need people like you. But we also need people that have a heart for the Lord and they want to do something that has more significant value than just earning a paycheck. So, duties and responsibilities, download that, take a look. Of course, it involves, planning and working with kids and supervising kids and being mindful of legal requirements and other things. I'm not going to go into too much detail there because you can take a look at that. One of the things that we also are hoping for are not only do you minimally qualify because you're over 18 and you've got a high school diploma or a GED, but if you've got a certificate or some type of degree in education, let us know that. If it's not on your resume specifically, please do let us know. Sometimes people get training or certifications in other things, and we're going to give you a way to let us know. If you've got previous experience in a state licensed facility already, then that's great. If you've been in a prior teacher position, we want more information than just what's on your resume. And if you've been in a role where you've done children's ministry before in some capacity, we want to know that also. So the last thing I would say is that in this process, don't hesitate to sell us on who you are. We're going to give you, like I said, this link to a questionnaire. That's your chance to now answer questions that complement your resume as we go into a pre-screening process in anticipation of an interview. We look at your answers in detail. We read every word. It's almost more important than your resume because we're asking specific questions that we need to complement what you already have told us on your resume. So don't be shy is the point. This is your chance to sell yourself. If you love something about what you've heard in this audio recording, or if you see something on the website that you love, let us know. If there's experience you have that's not on your resume, let us know that too. Sell yourself. And then again, as I mentioned before, the next steps are after we evaluate, we provide an opportunity for feedback, and then what may be next steps is an interview via Zoom or video conference. And I would just tell you in closing, don't get discouraged. If maybe the only reason why you're listening to this is to hear this message, then that's great, because God has a plan for every single purpose. It tells us in His Word that He has plans for us, plans to make us prosperous and successful and not to harm us. And that means you too. So even if this is not the perfect job for you, you've heard this message for a reason. And we'll commit to providing you some resources that will help you find your way and put your best foot forward as you grow and develop professionally on your own personal career track. And of course, if you know of somebody that is in the Plano area and is needing of childcare services or wants to get their kids in a different type of program, we would love to hear about that too, so we can help support those families. All right, we appreciate you so very much. We're praying for you that God finds that you find God's will and purpose in your life and what you are supposed to be doing, and that would be richly rewarding for you. Thank you again, and we look forward to getting your feedback on the questionnaire so that we can take next steps with you. God bless you.